Okay, party people, it is Thursday night. This is not a cup of Joe. This is better than a cup of Joe. This is something 10 times stronger, depending on what time or what day or what place you are in the world, because you know they say it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Hey guys, Lil Moore here along with Bill Walsh and Zane Miller.
Yo, hello, how's it going?
How's it going? How's it going? We are going to go over some great stuff with you tonight. We've asked Zane to come back because he had a part 2 of what his dominancy is over Google Plus that we have no idea what's going on with that. And I know he is the master at this. So, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, Zane Miller, what's going on, man?
Hey, no, thanks for being here. Lem, if you want to click on the other Zane, then we can go ahead and I'll just jump into the presentation. So you can't see me right now because Lem's turned on the now the name just escaped me. Cameraman, there we go, the Cameraman app. So basically, since Lem is the guy running the Hangout, as long as he's clicked on the presentation window that you see now, then we can talk and add input and stuff like that. So for Bill and Lem, we can still see each other on the main display. So don't think that the audience can't see it. So I'm going to hop up and go over to my other computer because I'm just that kind of guy. Like I get to wander around my office and stuff. So let us know in the comments below if you can see this main screen that says Google Marketing Getting Back to Basics.
Yes.
And yeah, if you can't see it or you can't hear us, just keep doing what you're doing. Jokes already, right? So first thing I want to just say is thank you, because I know that there is any number of things that you could be doing right now, including looking at any other presentations, and everybody wants to show you the next best amazing whiz-bang thing. So I know you could be doing anything else, so I just want to say thank you. Now, as a promise to you, I want to promise that if you stay until the end, I can actually prove to you that you can do for free what normally costs hundreds of dollars per month in your video marketing. And to top that off, I want to show you how you can earn $100 an hour. Does that sound good? What do you think of that?
Cool.
Awesome. Awesome. So, since I'm willing to show you something that amazing, will you promise me that you'll shut off any distractions for the next hour or two so that you can focus your attention, take notes, and actually make a game plan of what to do next? Because I can promise you, if you do pay attention, best case scenario, it'll change your business for the better. Worst case scenario, you learn some stuff and you can look smart when the topic comes up at another party. But if you don't pay attention, well, that can hurt your business. And what I'm talking about now is something that very, very few marketers are even aware of. So if you're not paying attention, then eventually your competitors will pay attention and then you'll be behind, and nobody wants that. All right. So with that in mind, would you agree that it's in your best interest to take notes and pay attention? I think we can all agree on that. Yeah.
Now, see, you got my attention. That's funny how you got my attention. I was like, what the heck is this? All right, go ahead.
Cool, yeah. So, who am I and why am I uniquely qualified to teach you, right? If you don't already know who I am, my name is Zane Miller, and I've been a YouTube marketing expert since 2008. And this picture is becoming more and more infamous over time. In case you're wondering, that is a meat sandwich that I'm eating right there. And I didn't really know how to pose for the picture, so you know the saying, when in doubt, pinky out. So I'm a carnivore on top of the fact that I've been a YouTube marketing expert since 2008. I've been ranting about it for years, long before anybody was like, hey, yeah, let's do this whole YouTube marketing thing. I was the crazy one. Okay, well, I'm still the crazy one, but at least now people understand that YouTube is a very effective form of marketing. So,
Zane, I'm going to pause you for a second real quick.
Yeah, lay it on me.
I just want everybody to understand the reason why Zane is in here. I mean, obviously, Zane's in the group. You guys have met him and everything else now. We did the Cup of Joe with him. But the main reason that Lem and I wanted him to come in and show you guys this, if you remember before you guys even met Lem and I, in the presentation I originally did, I said that Zane Miller and Ryan McKinney were the two people that I learned Hangouts from. So you guys are literally getting it from the guy that I learned it from. So I just wanted to say that. So
what? No, see, and no, I'll talk to you a little bit more, Bill. I was so blown away with your hustle. I mean, I've even said this a couple of times myself in other presentations. The only person that I know that might have logged as many hours on Hangouts would be Bill and Lem. Like, they're just on top of it, and I'm all about immersing myself in whatever content or strategies that I'm doing, and you're the only few people that I know that have really taken that ball and ran with it. So it's really cool to be invited back into something like this. So thank you.
I have the gray hairs to prove it.
So here I am. Here we are. If you don't know me, you know a couple of people that I've helped, right? So, oh, stupid slide. Thank you. So we've got Colin Terrio. I help him with the show. Mike feels same. He was one of the first people that even approached me about help with Hangouts and YouTube. Jason Fladlin, done a lot of work with this guy. Brad Goss, I helped him and Anthony Aries with like Hangout presentation that was broadcast on a WSO thread. Now, the Warrior Forum isn't as popular as it used to be. If you're not familiar with Warrior Forum is just a place where a lot of people liked to gather and talk about internet marketing before Facebook groups took over and everything. So Brad Goss, Anthony Aries, Todd Gross, Dylan Kingsbury. Actually, Dylan, I helped Dylan and Sean Donahoe with a huge launch. Not necessarily the whole launch, but the Hangout portion of it, which was really cool. That was a lot of fun. Made a ton of money with that. They did. I made my fee, and they made a bunch of money. Ryan McKinney, right? I talked with him a lot. He's got a lot of advice with the Hangout stuff. So Rymac, Brian Johnson helped him with some Hangout and Google Plus stuff. So what was I helping them with? I was helping them with what I call the 3 basic tools of Google marketing, because things have changed a little bit, and Google isn't just Google anymore. There's more to Google than just the search engine. Okay. These 3 basic tools are YouTube, Hangouts, and Google Plus. Like I said, I've been doing this since 2008. I was always the weird one saying, "Hey, we need to do this YouTube stuff." Then everybody else caught on. Right around 2012, that's when Hangouts hit the scene. And I was just at the right place at the right time, because Hangouts is technically a component of your YouTube channel. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So I was at the right place at the right time. And then, of course, Google Plus. Google Plus has actually replaced their comment system, Google Plus has replaced YouTube's comment system with Google Plus's comment system. So I just couldn't help it. I was just at the right place at the right time, and Hangouts and Google Plus just became the thing that I started digging into, right? So I was able to profit from these tools before even the rest of the marketing world even noticed they existed. In fact, I kept thinking, all right, this is when it's really good. I don't anybody else. So I believe that if you understand these 3 tools a little bit better, they will serve you well now and in the future. And really, like, what it comes down to is some amazing benefits. From what I see, right off the bat, you're able to broadcast any message live on video for free. Now, you all know this because you're part of Video Alpha. You use a lot of the YouTube live stuff, so you understand that component. But you'd be surprised how many people really grasp this concept. It's also very effective when it comes to pitching to an offline company or something like that. Again, we'll discuss more of that later on. Public digital events are very, very easy to create. As we talk later about Google Plus, you'll see that Google Plus is actually a much better administrative platform first, and then becomes an awesome social media tool, right? So public digital events, Google Plus events, things like that, they're very, very easy to put together, and I believe that in the near future, we'll be relying on digital events over physical events. Now, there are some events that just need to be a physical event. That will never change. Like, getting up, hopping on a plane, flying to a location, and everybody hangs out at a hotel, and we all have fun and talk about internet marketing stuff, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
But what if there was like kind of a training ground, a testing area, if you will, to test the validity of how popular your event will be? Well, I've found that these public digital events, they're so easy to create, but it still feels like you're really there. So it's a perfect little testing ground, and it's totally free for you to go, okay, let's see if this will work well, and then you can determine if you want to put all the extra effort that it takes to plan and coordinate a physical event. So keep that in mind, because this is something that's going to change how we do live events, okay? And of course, the thing that everybody loves about Hangouts and YouTube and all that jazzy stuff is that Hangouts, YouTube, and Google Plus rank on Google. Mostly because it's all the relevant stuff that Google likes to see, but it's also, they're Google's babies, so of course that's going to take higher priority. So again, when I talk about Google Plus later, just understand that, think of it more like an administrative tool first that can help you structure some of these public events, and then think of it more as a social media tool, and it'll help you kind of jump that gap for those of you who are lagging behind in the Google Plus area, which is probably everybody. There's the 3 basic tools of Google marketing and the benefits, right? Now here's the problem that I've seen, is that I got wind that there was confusion, especially about paid software. And I heard a lot of complaints, something about, there's not any training for the paid software that people get for the thing that helps them do Hangouts and whatnot. I'm not going to name any names, but it's pretty much most of them, and it always kind of confused me because you can't avoid software, but I always wonder, like, why not do the free stuff first and then check out the paid tools? But we'll get into that a little bit longer. This is actually the really big reason why I decided to make this presentation, to help folks like you get back to basics, because that's really what you need to focus on, is just the basics. And I'm sure that's a little bit of a relief to hear. Like, there's not a whole lot of complicated. All right, so let me ask you this. What would you do if you didn't need paid software to broadcast your sales message, or actually any message for that matter? What would that mean to you and your business? Let me take you down this rabbit hole just a little bit further, okay? I'm going to pose another question for you. What do you need for 90% of YouTube marketing to work? This isn't a trick question. It's usually pretty obvious. That's right. It's video. Okay? Now, that's the problem, though. Shakespeare said it best, therein lies the rub. Okay? Most people don't want to make videos. In fact, most of them are just scared, right? They're afraid. By the way, the reason why you can see this animated GIF is because I am using Google Drive's presentation tool. It's free. It's exactly like PowerPoint, except you can actually pull in animated GIFs like the one that you're looking at. Okay, so there's a little side thing about go Google Drive, woohoo, right? But most people are just afraid, right? They're afraid that someone's going to be like, your videos suck, or Google's going to come in and ban their account or something. They're just petrified to make videos. And if you're one of those people, don't worry, don't feel bad. You're not alone. In fact, an entire sub niche a video that doesn't do as well as you hope, right? So I've always been on the lookout for fast, easy to use video creation tools for students that I teach. I've been doing this since 2010, specifically making courses about YouTube and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to use very simple tools. I know there's a bunch of them out there. There's like Screencast-O-Matic and Gene. There's also Camtasia, which is a little bit more expensive, but I always use that one because it's both on Mac and PC, so that if there was anybody wondering how I made a particular video, they could always refer back to a very simple and easy to use tool, right? So that's always been my main focus. So imagine my excitement when I found Live Hangouts on Air gave users the ability to record their webcam, computer screen, or even both totally for free. I mean, this was absolutely mind-blowing. Like 2012, I had no concept of what was about to come and unfold in front of me, and it was awesome. Like all of a sudden, Live Hangouts on Air removed the need for Camtasia or Screencast-O-Matic or anything like that. That does have a little bit of a weird learning curve. So all of a sudden, it's free, and it doesn't matter if you're on Mac or PC. It's all in the YouTube, Google Cloud thingy, right? So that was awesome. Thinking, well, original content, very, very easy to make, but sometimes you don't really have that original content, right? Like, that's nice, but I don't have original content. How would I still use this? Now, what I'm going to recommend isn't what you think it is, all right? When I say other people's content, I don't mean go and steal other people's videos. Don't go download other YouTube videos that aren't yours and put them up on your own channel. Not a good idea.
No.
But see, here's the thing. Other people's content doesn't mean that it's fully finished. In fact, there's a lot of really, really easy ways to get other people's content from other people. As in, all you need to do is reach out to the person, the expert in the scenario, and create some content around that, right? So, buddy, or you review a product or service. You don't have to come up with anything original at all, right? In fact, you're just letting someone else do all of the hard work. What's the toughest part about creating original content? Thinking up the original content in the first place. So 90% of the work is done by somebody else, and then you come along and just add the final component to it through an interview or review. Now, many of you who are watching this, you are also in the internet marketing world like us, but there are many of you who are not. This is a market-wide, across all markets. Interviews and reviews work for every single product. If you can get an affiliate commission of some kind from somebody, an interview or review will work. Now, there are lots and lots of different kinds of video content that can be created, but the easiest way to start, and for free, is through an interview or review. Does that make sense? Cool, awesome. So, upward and onward. You're simply repurposing content and getting paid to do so, right? So, quick review. Through Live Hangouts on Air, video content, which is the single most effective form of marketing known to man, is now very, very easy to create. Is this starting to make sense? Because there will be a Q&A that will take place after this presentation, and that's the time to bring out whatever questions you've got. This is the promise that I make to myself and to others. Times like this or Cup of Joe, man, I am happy to answer any and all questions. But after that, the door closes, and I'm focused 100% on my clients. If I have time, I love to answer questions, but that's just how it is, right? I focus my attention on my clients, so this is the time to ask questions. Anytime after that, you won't get a response. Like, that may sound kind of direct, but I'm a direct and genuine person, and I want you to know that this is the time to ask questions. So, start from here and in. Yeah.
Well, do you want them to ask questions now, right now, or after the presentation?
Right. Well, we'll do it after the presentation.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
What I meant was like during this. Yeah. I should probably word that differently next time. Well, yeah. Now's the time. Not later, but now. But wait until later.
But now.
All right. Okay. Back on track.
And by the way, you do have a lot of questions, so that I'm glad you mentioned that. So guys, at the end of this segment, he'll have a Q&A for you. So go ahead.
Yeah. And I'll stick around for as long as y'all need. Okay. So Would you agree that no matter how much money you can save or how much money that you can earn, that this information is totally useless unless you commit to implementing it? I mean, that makes sense to both of you, Lem, Bill,
Mhm.
as people are also writing their responses in. Okay, good, because I want to ask you, will you commit to me right now that you will put what I teach to you into practice? Because it's really super easy and it won't take too long. You just need to promise yourself to do it. Sound good?
Si, senor.
Good, because we need to usher in a new kind of marketer. I call this a new Google marketer, because we're going beyond the search engine these days. So these 3 basic tools allow you to do a lot, and it can feel overwhelming at first, so let's go ahead and we'll start small. This is what I want you to commit to doing. Number 1, just try Hangouts. If you've never done Hangouts before, just try them. Now, I might be preaching to the choir a little bit here because a lot of you have done YouTube Live in addition to Hangouts. There's been a lot of discussion about that. So most of you probably have this first one out of the way, but I am still continuously surprised. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm still surprised that when I talk to somebody, a new client, anything like that, and I say, well, have you tried Hangouts? Like, oh, no. And that always kind of boggled my mind. It's free. It's right there. There's nothing you can do to break it. Like there's nothing you can do wrong, and yet there's still that hesitation to even try it. And I would really hate for anybody to buy any kind of course just to find out that they don't want to do the thing that the course teaches in the first place. So first, just try it. Give it a shot. You never know, right? I've always seen a very positive response, but try it. Next is review a product. This doesn't have to be like if you're a little scared to go out and get, grab affiliate links and all that other kind of stuff, then just do any product. Do a product on, I don't know, your favorite beer. Doesn't matter. The point is that you go through the motions so that you understand what it's like, because these will be the continual motions that's ever going to generate you revenue when it comes to Hangouts, right? Third is interview somebody. Again, this doesn't have to be where you're going to be getting commissions for it, but interviewing somebody, when you have the combination with a review and an interview, it does amazing things for your own personal affiliate conversions. Okay. Next, teach something. Again, doesn't have to be marketing related or your niche related. Just teach something. These things you can do as an unlisted hangout, which means that it's live, but it's only live for people that you give the specific link to. And if they don't have the link, they can't see it. It's hidden from the search engine. So you're live, but you control that live environment. All right. So if you're totally scared to get in front of the camera or the hangout, you're fine. You can just go through the motions, because that's the important part. Okay. And then finally, teach something live. By this point, if you've tried it, you've reviewed a product thing, you're committed. You're interested. You want to do this. So that 5th step is teach something live. And this can be just, hey, I'm sending it to the rest of the group, or I'm sending it to a friend or family member, whatever it is. Just have that knowledge that you're doing this live. And this is what really prepares you. Like, I could talk till I'm blue in the face, doesn't do anything. In fact, I can still keep talking till I'm blue in the face, and it's not going to do anything unless you actually commit. Okay? So I will ask again, will you commit to these 5 things? I'll even give you a minute to write them all down if you need to. But just promise me that you will commit to actually doing this, because that's the biggest hurdle for everybody. And that's the only thing stopping you from generating income using Hangouts, because you got the formula right there. And every single time I've done that combination of review a product and interview somebody, again, conversion has been awesome. I've taught this to many of my students. They're doing the same thing. They're seeing the same result. Okay? So far, you figured out how to replace GoToWebinar and Camtasia. You know what? That's money in the bank right there. So what about Wishlist Member? Now, I know there are other pieces of software out there besides Wishlist Member that basically give you the ability to create a login password situation where only the people who buy a product can see the content, that kind of thing. Gives you a little registration section, right? I say wish list, but there's some others. What if we could replace it, right? I've already said you can't escape using software, right? But if you have a problem, why not start with the free option first? I was taught this in when I was a teenager. I am not a athletics guy or mechanic. I'm just somebody else always deals with that. My oldest brother taught me that if you earn enough money, you can pay somebody else to do their professional job, like fix a car. One of my other brothers taught me that if you don't have that money to pay somebody else and you have to fix your own car, always start with the free options first. And I think the same thing translates over with business. If you have a problem, why not start with the free option first and see if it's worth diving deeper into, right? So, if you understand some key points about Google+, you can deliver free content, promotional content, and even paid content where you can say, only certain people can see this through Google+. Again, this is why I was saying, think of Google+ more as an administrative platform first before you think about it in a social scenario. Because Google+ gives you that ability to say only certain people can view this content, right? Pretty slick. So would you agree that it's in your best interest to learn how your free options can help you? I think that's...
Si, senor.
Cool. Because that's why I'm here at this point. I want to press the reset button and go back to basics. For those of you who are not nerds like me, that button is the reset button on an 8-bit Nintendo. So...
I was going to say, I thought that was the original Nintendo one, but I was not sure.
It is. It seemed to do well with the color scheme. I was like, hey, perfect, right? So, yeah, I'm one of those super nerds.
You should have had the whole unit on there, so you lift up the thing, blow into the game, and then put it back.
I'll figure out how to wrap that into the presentation. Now, if you're having problems with Google+, pull it out and blow on it. I'm just kidding. For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, the old 8-bit Nintendo system, the older they got, the more problems it would give, and so you'd have to pull out the cartridge and blow on the cartridge to get all the dust out, and then you'd have to have like this perfect setting where it sets in there. Sometimes you have to shove a giant book in the tray just to make sure it balanced out. And then, oh, okay, cool, it's finally working. Like that was my living nightmare as a kid. But anyway.
I have no idea what y'all talking about. I didn't have those. I mean, we had PlayStation 2s.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just playing.
Lucky PlayStation 2. So
that's funny.
Right. So this shouldn't take too long for most, right? So just go ahead and forget everything you know about Google+. Okay, great, done. So that said, we've got two very, very simple steps when it comes to Google+. Again, there are more things that can be discussed about Google+, but this will get you on the track and going the way that you should. So step one is start with your most often used Gmail address. And even at this, it doesn't necessarily have to be your most often used Gmail address. You just need to be aware that there will be a Gmail address that you use specifically for Google+. Because what ended up happening is that Google changed their system, and they said, okay, instead of having, because back in the day in like 2008, 2009, you had to create a brand new Gmail account to create a brand new YouTube channel. And for those of us who were always doing YouTube stuff, you ended up with like lots of different Gmail addresses. And I'm sure there's plenty of you who have a lot of different Gmail addresses for any number of reasons. But here's the problem. When they switched that system from having multiple Gmail addresses to having one account to control everything, Google kind of made a snag in the system where if you were logged into any Google Gmail account that wasn't connected to your Google Plus account, it just said, hey, create a new Google Plus account. And so that's what gave way to what I call the doppelganger effect. You're in one Gmail account, you go over to Google Plus, you go, hey, you know what, I've been meaning to start a Google Plus account, so I'll go ahead and start one. Then a few days later, you decide that you need to check a different Gmail account, and then you bounce back over to Google Plus, and it says, hey, start a new Google account. And you think, well, I thought I did that. Oh, well, so you do another one, and basically that's where you get the multiple profiles. So step one should be decide which Gmail account that you want to use for Google Plus, and you're good. If you only have one Gmail account, you're safe. But this has happened. There's been enough issues with the confusion about the doppelganger effect that this is why we're starting here. So step two, all right, okay. Step two is if you have any other profiles on Google Plus, erase them. There's a very specific reason for this. Your Google Plus profile, again, think of this more as an administrative thing. Google wants to see a person connected to a profile. Everything else is considered a Google Plus page, right? So it's your business, it's your nonprofit, it's your band, whatever you want. Anything that's not a human should be a Google Plus page. Now, something that's really cool about Google Plus pages and Google Plus profiles is that the end user, right, the person visiting your page or profile, can't tell the difference between a page and a profile. Really, really hard to distinguish. In fact, the lines have blurred so much that I can't even tell the difference anymore, and I used to. It's strictly an administrative thing, right? Google wants to know that if you're creating all these other Google Plus pages, these other presence that isn't you individually, that they know what it's connected to. But as far as the rest of the world goes, the rest of the internet, they don't know. So you could have your personal profile, and then you can have your a Google Plus business page, and then you can have a Google Plus business page for your multi-level marketing or underwater basket weaving, whatever you want. No one will see that your profile is connected to any of those, and they won't see that each page is a part of your profile. Okay? So everything starts from your Google Plus profile, even including things that you do for clients. Because something that's really cool is that you can create a Google Plus presence under your own account, and then you can transfer that page to your client. So it saves a bunch of headache, right? Like you, instead of trying to instruct them on how to create this stuff or get their personal login information, you can just create all this away and say, hey, here it is, it's finished, let me just transfer it over to you. Right? So those are the two important steps when it comes to Google Plus. Make sure you just have one Gmail account or Gmail address that represents your Google Plus profile. Erase any other profile that may exist, and then from there you can create numerous pages from there for yourself, for any business idea, or for clients. Does that make sense? Good. So let's step into more of the social side of things, right? Google Plus, it's like mashing Facebook and Twitter together, all right? You have to go out and follow others first. You don't just show up on Google Plus and say, and all of a sudden you have these people coming up to you and say, hey, let's be connected. The reason for this, I believe, is because there's always that argument, Google Plus versus Facebook, and so Google Plus was measured up against Facebook, and then there was a lot of people who went, well, see, they don't have the same exact features. And I mean, not surprising because Google Plus is different than Facebook, right? So again, I think because of the news and all the discussion around it, around Google Plus and Facebook, a lot of people just assume that, hey, I sign up for Google Plus and then all of my friends find me like they find you on Facebook. It's not like that. It's much more like Twitter, and you have to go out and follow people. Now, again, remember I said that you can create your profile, and that just acts as more of an administrative thing. You personally don't have to be on Google Plus, but your business presence, your page, can be. You can do all the same things. It can follow people, it can be added to circles, it can create communities, it can join communities. Everything that a profile can do, a page can do. So your business page, your business presence should be going out and following others, circling other pages and profiles that business likes, right? And then also going out and circling potential customers and things like that, right? So this, if you've logged into Google Plus at any time, this is pretty much what it looks like. This is your this is called your stream. It's likened unto the news feed in Facebook, right? So this is what you see trending stuff, and then you're able to just jump around and in fact, let me do this. I'm going to share my screen on my other computer. Lem, would you do the honors and share or click on my other screen
I'm
here?
on you already, boy. I'm like this.
Nice.
I'm on it.
Nice. It's all about it. So y'all can see my screen now?
Yes.
Like Google? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so here I am. You see that this is plus Zane, right? When you log into your Gmail account, your Google account, again, it's all one thing now, right? So I just click on plus Zane, and here we are. You can see that I'm following Jason Fladlin. He's doing a hangout right now. Awesome. And this, okay, whenever you want to catch up. Oh, thanks. Not responding. Okay. But you see, like, this is something I really like about Google Plus is that in the actual stream, you can see animated GIFs like this bear you're seeing bouncing on the trampoline, right? So,
I was about to say, man, I hope the babies are up and they seeing this.
So this is basically how Google Plus works. You just click on this area where you say, I have something to say, and this is where you write your message. This is where it becomes, this is where it's like this is more of a Google Plus unique thing, right? It looks and feels and acts much like a machination between Facebook and Twitter, and this is where Google Plus becomes unique. So you can say, here's the message, right? And of course you can add photos, links, video, whatever you want. But then you've got the to section, right? And the to section means that this is who you're sending the message to. It starts out with public. And then you can add more. You can say, okay, I can send a message to all of my circles. Now, again, these are circles that I've created. I have actively circled other people, and other people have been circling me. So everybody that I have ever circled, when I choose your circles, that means everybody I've been connected with. Extended circles means that very similar to the reason why you want people to like your Facebook page, so that when you make a post on your Facebook page, the people who like it see it, but also their friends can see it too, right? That's how extended circles work as well. So they're not necessarily a part of your circles, but they can potentially see it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, cool. Or you can say, you know what, I don't want it. I don't want to send it to public or all of my circles or my extended circles. I want to choose specific circles, right? This is where I think the true power of Google Plus really steps in, is because you can segment your contacts ahead of time. You can also put the same person in multiple circles, right? So I can say, okay, I want to send this to the people that I'm following. Let's see, I've got this community. These are some customers of a product that I had. Here's another product, and let's see, let's do one more. Where's the other one? There we go. So this is basically so who I have this message that I could potentially send it to are all of the people that I am personally following, the people that I know, like, and respect, and that's why I'm three circles of people that are all buyers of mine, right? Now this will not be visible to anybody in my news feed or anything like that. This is a direct message to all of them. When they see the little notification, it'll say private message from Zane, right? And they can actually, each individual person can reply to that individually as if it's its own private message right then and there. Okay, so can you see the segmentation power here, where you can say only these people, like these customers, will see this message, and these customers can see this message, and my family and friends and the public won't be the wiser.
Yep, exactly.
Now, here's the other thing. This is the other part. This is if we jump over to YouTube real quick. I think I'm still logged into the other channel, actually. Nope, I'm not. Perfect. So I can jump into my Creator Studio in YouTube, and this is how I can actually segment off and say only certain people can see this, right? So let me go into my Video Manager, and I can say like this right here. I can switch this from unlisted to private. And right here, it gives me an option of which circles I want to add. And I can say following.
That's so cool.
So now, right, so now only people who are a part of my following circle, and again, that's something that I control. I put the people in the circle, and then they can see it. Only those people will be able to see it if I click share. Obviously, I want to keep this because this is the Video Alpha presentation for when people want to buy Video Alpha, right? So, but that's the point that I wanted to show you. So let me go ahead and click over to the other presentation thing. Alrighty. Whew. All right. So as a quick recap, circles are what you make of them, right? Create as many circles as you like, and you can put as many people or pages in a circle as you want. So you're the one in control here. You're the one that has to make the initial step, follow other people, but then you're also segmenting, right? And that's the major benefit, is segmentation. Instead of having getting a bunch of people on an email list and then segmenting them later, you're just doing it ahead of time. I have circled every time I go to an event or a meetup or anything like that. I find those people on Google Plus and I circle them and I put them in a event specific circle. Now they don't know what circles I put them in. So you can have, I even have a circle that's called RAP. It stands for really annoying people. I'm serious. So that's like the list of numbers in your phone, and maybe I'm just a terrible person, but like there's like, oh, that's a phone number I do not want to answer. So for good, bad, and ugly, you can segment, and that's the major benefit of Google Plus, right?
That's funny.
There's not many of them. I'm not that mean of a person. So step back and look at it like this, okay? Having the ability to broadcast a live hangout on air whenever you want is like having a free GoToWebinar account attached to your YouTube channel. And like I've showed you, if you use Google Plus the right way, you're even able to eliminate the need for something like Wishlist Member. Now, do you want to go and replace everything in your business? No, obviously you do not. But remember when I was talking about earlier when I said that this gives you this little testing ground, if you will? That's what I'm talking about. That I want to inspire all of you so that you realize that you can do this. And instead of going, okay, if I want to do this and give it a shot, it's going to cost me, X amount of dollars per month. And then you don't even know for sure if that's going to work. And believe me, I ran into that situation plenty of times where I was absolutely positive that an idea was going to work, and if I buy this software, it's going to change everything, and it didn't. And that just, that takes so much energy out of me. I never want that to happen with anybody else. So consider this. You have a different option now that's free, and if you have the courage to do it, it can benefit you, and then you can see, here's what the free stuff is doing. Stuff do for me, and you can make a more informed decision in the future. Okay? So now we're in some interesting territory because this got me thinking, right? Like these are all the ways that you can that it'll be better than paid software and all that other kind of stuff. But what's better about this, right? So I found a couple things. First of all, instant real-time replays. If anybody here left the Hangout, they could come back to the same URL, and it would start playing at the exact point that they left. It's like TiVo, right?
TiVo.
So there's
Google TiVo.
Right. So you've got that, but then the replays are literally instant. Like if you came back like just 10 minutes later and started playing in the place that you were at, you could actually grab the little time bar there and drag it all the way back to the beginning and start from the beginning. So it's actually replaying in real time. There's no need to download. There's no nothing. In fact, the link that you watch for the live event is the same exact link for the replay. So after Lem hits stop broadcast, you can just go back to the same link or even refresh the page and start from the very beginning. No need for rendering replays or anything like that, like webinars and things like that. Always a pain in the neck. It's one of the biggest reasons that pushed me into Hangouts in the first place was that One day I just threw up my hands. I'm like, I can't stand this. It's just you get that obnoxious little message that says, "Sorry, GoToWebinar didn't render this right. Our bad." And and that's huge money that you're missing out on. Replays are huge. So if you don't have that replay, your host and GoToWebinar doesn't give a crap. With Hangouts, it's actually the exact opposite. You can't not get a replay, right? So it's actually your choice to decide whether or not you want to share the replay, but there's always a replay, and it's always instant, right? So that's the first reason. Second reason, retargeting. Again, there is no separation between YouTube and Hangouts. It's the same thing. It's a component of your YouTube channel. I know there's Google Plus involved in there, and technically you can start a Hangout through Google Plus, but it's all through your YouTube channel. And with retargeting, you can connect your YouTube channel to an AdWords account and instantly start cooking people that watch your video, that comment on a video, that like the video. There's all sorts of ways that you can track people who are consuming the content on your YouTube channel.
Secrets.
Not just Hangouts, right?
Secrets. I love it.
And what's great is that you don't have to start spending money on AdWords. No, you can just connect it, and then it's called creating a retargeting list. So you connect the YouTube channel to your AdWords account, and then you just say, okay, everybody who watches a video. I mean, that's the easiest, right? Anybody who watches a video on the channel, then they get retargeted. And that doesn't cost anything. It's only when you want to implement the retargeting itself, and with that, you can actually retarget throughout the entire Google Content Network. And 85% of the net has some form of AdSense on their website. So they come and check out your YouTube video or your Hangout or whatever it is, and then they leave and they see your ad everywhere they go. Pretty cool stuff, huh?
Yeah, that's ninja stuff right there. I love it.
Secret.
Oh, yes. So, last thing is syndication. I call it social syndication, but it's one of those things that when you have a live Hangout on air, it's a YouTube link. You can schedule that ahead of time. One thing I really like is that you can technically syndicate before you even go live, right? Lem's perfect example, right? He sent everybody a message saying, hey, there's going to be a Hangout here. He had to schedule it. He had to have everything put together first before he could send it out. He could share the link with everybody, and you could see the actual YouTube video that this would be displaying on. Now take that a step further. What if you could connect with industry leaders in your niche and say, listen, I can take care of everything, but I'm going to be doing this presentation about these points that everybody in your group is actually having problems with right now. So here's the link. All you got to do is just drop this link in there, and I will take care of everything else. And it's a YouTube link. Like, everybody understands a YouTube link. They're like, oh, okay, that's a video. I like videos, and people in my group like videos. So it's really, really easy to break down the barriers. I mean, you can't go to somebody in a group and say, registration link. No one's going to want that, right? So instead, you say, hey, just drop this link in there, and heck, 99% of the time, anytime I've ever brought this up to an industry leader, they said, all right, cool, and I just posted the link, right? Then when the event starts, all you have to do is make sure that they make a comment on that YouTube link in their group, so it pushes the video up to the top, so that when it goes live, you're literally syndicated across all of these different platforms. And on top of it, you're gaining backlinks to your YouTube videos, which help with ranking, and they're placed in relevant places, so the views that you get are engaged viewers, which is the next thing that YouTube and Google are really pushing for. They don't want just views. They want engagement. They want people commenting, liking, embedding, which is technically what you're already doing. So this last point, the reason why I think this is better than the current tools that you're paying for, is simply syndication. They can go everywhere. YouTube links are the most inoffensive links that can be shared on any social platform, and you're doing amazing ranking things because it's considered a backlink, right? So, are you still wondering, how do I make money with this information right away? Because sure there's a few of you that are. So I want to explain. This is how I did. I made about $1,000 for 1 hour of work. It's pretty painless. So, oh wow, that other slide just disappeared. Okay, so here's. No, it was too long of a slide anyway. So here's what happened. I don't know if you guys know these guys, but Joshua Zamora and Brad Spencer. I connected with them. I said, hey, what kind of content or what kind of promotions are you putting out there? And they had, it was about their private blog network, right? Are you guys familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay. See, you're giggling now. I'm like, oh, okay. Was there a?
I'm messing with Bill in the background.
Oh, okay,
oh, you're talking to? Oh, okay. I'm confused. Never mind. Just continue, Zane.
Okay. All right. So now here's one of the key things that I want to make very clear. The private blog network I felt was a good idea to share with my list, because if you can share, just like I was pointing out with the whole syndication thing, if you can create a private blog network of your own, that's like the first line of defense of where your links go out before you start sending out to other social media spaces and things like that. It gives you a very, very strong foundation of high quality links that are catered to your niche and everything like that. So it was a good fit. So I ended up interviewing Joshua Zamora. I didn't do the actual review part like I recommended earlier. I just did the interview, and actually the interview went really well. I was supposed to go like 15 minutes because I break down a sales letter and go, okay, what are the main things that people are actually curious about? They want to know, is this going to work? Is this easy for them to understand? Can they get started right away? What's the price? And is there an upsell, right? I mean, most sales letters take about 45 minutes to read if you read every single line. But it can be condensed down into a 15-minute interview, which is exactly what I did. It went about 30 because Joshua just had a lot of good content to deliver for free, right? So it worked out very well, and as long as you have some kind of guide to kind of take you through the interview to make sure that you stay on course and it doesn't turn into a 2-hour hangout, then you're good, right? What ended up happening, though, was that it acted as a filter, right? So I reached out to the social spaces, my list, my own subscribers, and I said, hey, here's this content you should check out. And the interview acted as a filter, and 23% of the traffic that ended up going to the sales page ended up buying. In fact, the first time I did this presentation, I said, hey, this is how I earned $500 in an hour. But then another week or two went by, and I made another $500 off of it. So like that's how effective this was. So can you see how this interview filtered the traffic, right? They went from the point of reference in social media or the list or wherever, and then they landed on the video that gave the important information, right? In fact, there was only 2 people that ended up watching live. 99% of the purchases came from the actual replay itself, right? So this filtered all of the traffic. So only the people who were the most interested ended up clicking on the link because the interview acted as this awesome filter. Now, before I go on to the next slide, imagine for a minute if I because I kicked myself for this. I was like, man, maybe I should have had some paid traffic along with that. Not just my own list, and my own influence, but if this is converting at 23%, why would I not throw a bunch of paid traffic at it, right?
That's a good question. Why would you not do that? I mean, thinking about that now, but I'm going to let you go on.
Yeah. So, well, and that actually led to a couple of other conversations in the future that the rest of you will become privy to in due time. How do you like that cliffhanger? So how else can you earn $100 an hour with this? I have already found that offline companies love the concept of live video. Do they actually always do it? Nah, they don't. But it gets my foot in the door easier than anything else. So I get one-on-one with clients online or offline. And I don't even like to say offline clients anymore because there are so many people in the online marketing world that still have no clue how any of this stuff works. And I even point out, Jason Fladlin, Dylan Kingsbury, Ryan McKinney, a bunch of people that I have worked with one-on-one or with their team, and they were all online. And I was teaching them how this stuff works. What you're all learning right now is still way ahead of 99% of the marketers out there. So online, offline, whatever, just call them clients. Get one-on-one with these people, and you can easily charge $100 an hour. Because what are you doing, right? Much of what we've discussed are things that the average business can't do on their own. I mean, even every time I talk about Google+, everyone goes, oh, not another platform I have to learn, right? So they're already, their cup is already running over. They can't handle anymore. They need somebody who's an expert that can actually do this, right? So can you see how easy it would be to demonstrate how any business can benefit from live broadcasts? I mean, this happens all the time. Anytime I go to a meetup, this happened just a couple of weeks ago in a totally unexpected format. In fact, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, check out the Cup of Joe that we did. And at the end is when I talked about this thing that I did with a totally unexpected new way of getting offline clients. But really, all you need to do is say, I help businesses get traffic through live video. No one has ever said anything like that to a business. They just haven't. So their eyes get all big and they go, what? And then they just hand you the card. Just like, I mean, I got stacks of business cards. Just all the time, all right? Easily, people can see paying $100 an hour because this feels complicated. It's really not that complicated for us, right? For people like us who are involved, it's not as difficult, but you become that person who's the expert when it comes to the live video stuff and the YouTube stuff, right? Mm-hmm. In fact, I charge $350 an hour to teach much of what I've already taught to any business, and it's really easy. It's just like what we do right here. We go, okay, I'm going to get you, your vice presidents, your managers, whoever. We're all going to jump into a Hangout. I'm going to show all of you how it's done, and I'm even going to record it so you guys can reference it again later. Then everybody understands how it works, and you all start working as a team.
Okay, time out.
Go ahead.
Well, now that since you brought that up, and that's a great point, and I want everyone to know is what you just said there was golden, because everyone wants to go out and get that big client or whatever, but you have this teaching strategy that you can send to that office and actually have the whole crew watch whatever you're talking about and still get paid on top of that. Boom, I just stole that from you. I just took that to the bank. I just took it to the bank, man.
Awesome.
I'm getting deposit slip email notifications right now.
Double check. No, that's awesome. No, see, and it's always like, because everybody had asked me like, well, how should we do this? And I was just like, well, we can just do a Hangout on air. And every single time I recommended it, they're like, oh, that's brilliant. I'm like, I should just do that, yes. Because then I'll be told I'm brilliant all the time. Yeah, and it makes everything much easier, because then at that point, right, because I'm sure like much of you are feeling right now, you're feeling a little overwhelmed. There's a lot of information. I know, I'm like a fire hydrant, okay? So they won't want to go back to the video, right? They'll want to go back to you. You, like that's really, like what's actually happening there is that you're establishing yourself as the absolute 800-pound gorilla expert that no one should mess with. It's, again, the reason why I charge $350 an hour and why you should be charging at least $100 an hour. Because you say, listen, we'll sit down for, and I always charge in 4-hour blocks, right? Makes it really easy. All right, for $1,000 I'll do this. For $500 I'll do this, or whatever it is. That way, instead of seeing this scary hourly rate, they see, oh, okay, it's a chunk of time, and the video recording acts as an extra, like, oh, okay, well, if there's something that I miss, I can go review it. Which, again, as I said, they don't want to review it. Once you go through it, they're just like, you're the guy, and you're the person that they always want to go back to, and then you go, okay, well, I'll just charge you for another block of hours. And they go, oh, yeah, sure, whatever you want. That's how you break through that, oh, I don't know if this person wants to pay this amount of money. It's the fact that this is still so new, and the concept is so powerful that they won't even want to attempt to try and do what you do, right? So there is no reason you can charge any business, online or offline, $100 an hour to basically set up, produce, moderate, and then repurpose content that will drive traffic, okay? These are actual skill sets. Setting it up takes time. Producing it, right? Again, like there's teaching it, but then you can act as just the guy behind the scenes that you say, you click start broadcast and okay, you're live. And then client and whoever else can do their thing, and then it's over. Then you would repurpose the content, which is a nifty little trick you can do in your own YouTube channel, and edit the Hangout and cut up much smaller videos of the Hangout that drive traffic back to the Hangout and to the website. All right? So, as you know, I could go on for hours, but I promised that I wouldn't.
You know me, I'm the time watcher over here.
I promised that I would keep this short and to the point. All right. So now that you've seen most of my presentation, it's actually my hope that what you've learned about this actually inspires you to learn more and to take action. It's a pet peeve of mine. If all you're going to do is just ask the question to get the answer and go, I know a thing now. Just don't even ask, right? Take action, right? That's why I want to go through this whole thing and inspire you, because there's no one else out there. You are the people. That's it. There's no one else competing with you. Like, it will take a very long time before it even gets to the concept of, maybe this could be saturated. The greens are as green as they could possibly be. So, would you say that this is time well spent?
Yeah, I'm really amazed that you have put a lot of free content in this whole hour that we've already been going through, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot of good content for free that you just gave up. I'm like, really? I was not expecting this at all. I was like, bro, I'm taking my hat off to you right now.
You know, you guys have to understand something. When Zane and I talked on the phone... That's funny. Anyways,
yeah.
If you look down in the left-hand corner, you can see Lem in his
They
hat.
can't see me. They
can't see it because he's got the cameraman hat.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Anyway, but he's really funny right now. I lost what I was. Oh, so like when Zane and I were talking about this originally, he said that he was going to share with you guys some super secrets that he never talks about. I mean, he doesn't just share this with everybody, which is kind of cool, And I'm going through this, going, oh man, I'm writing down stuff too,
Thank you. Because the main thing here though that I want everybody to understand is that it's because I respect Bill and Lem a lot. I am not shy to speak my mind.
No, you're not. Having lunch and dinner with you for a while? Yeah, I know that.
So when I say that I respect Bill and Lem, it's because I respect Bill and Lem, and it's also that I don't. There's a lot of other people that I don't respect as much. Like I think there's a lot of changes that this industry needs to make, but that's a discussion for another time. So the reason why I'm doing this and giving this content away was because I've been desperately searching for people that I know, like, and trust. Like, you hear that in the beginning of your internet marketing career, right? I didn't listen to that at all. Right? Now I'm reshaping my business and looking for people that I know, like, and trust, and Bill and Lem are two of those people. And it's getting to a pretty short list. So that's why I want to give this and deliver this, because I know that the people that Bill and Lem bring into their group are a special class of people. Bill, you already told me about a few run-ins that you had with some other people that are no longer part of the group, and I have mad respect for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with that said, I'm glad that you have all felt that this is time well spent, because I know many of you want to specifically learn how to use live Hangouts on air more. But the reason why I brought in YouTube and Google Plus is because you need all of them, right? So what I wanted to do is I wanted to present something that actually reduced the tech headache that everybody gets when dealing with this stuff, something that I've been immersed in for many, many years. Eliminate that nasty issue of the video marketing confusion of, like, what should I make, what should I do? I want to get you presenting live content, whether you're in front of or behind the camera. I mean, like, we've had the majority of this time, it's been focused on this one presentation. It's kind of sad that you can't see Lem's awesome hat. But this illustrates the point. You don't have to be in front of the camera.
Nope.
You can have it 90% screen share. You can just. There's been plenty of times where I'm like, I don't feel like being in front of the camera, and I just mute my camera, and you just see my little picture of my profile picture. You don't have to be in front of the camera. In fact, you don't even have to be the person talking. You can be what I like to call the executive producer, just the person who brings it all together, right? So I have put together the Google Marketing Immersion Class 2.0. The reason why I call it 2.0 is simply because I actually did this last year, and then I didn't do it again for another year, and I still can't figure out why. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time, and the content just seemed to almost crackle with excitement, kind of thing. So I decided to go back to my roots, so to speak, and say, okay, let's do this immersion class, because I was actually raised by two teachers, so a class just feels more right to me. Okay, so what I have in this class, right? They are 4 2-hour sessions, and how I have this is I actually teach this class once a month. Because the one thing that I really hate is how often YouTube, Hangouts, and Google+, and pretty much any other platform for that matter, but mostly these three, love to just randomly change stuff. Sometimes it's not really big things, but it's a small enough thing that makes you wonder, how legit is this course? Is this thing like 10 years old and I'm not getting any benefit? Just, it's always been something that's bugged me specifically about the YouTube marketing world, because the website changes so much. So I intentionally do this once a month, the second week of each month, and I go through 4 2-hour live sessions that go over much of what I've talked about tonight and much more. Right? All live classes in the past have been recorded. This will actually November will be the 3rd time I do the class. So anybody who wants to participate in these classes will actually have the recordings of past classes if you really want to check them out, right? So session 1 is all about Google+. I know I dumped a lot of information on your head, so session 1 is all about creating the presence, right? We've talked about tonight setting up your Google+ profile so you have that admin section of Google+, if you will, right? Session 1 is all about creating the Google+ page, the brand new YouTube channel, communities, those kinds of things, to set up a presence on Google+ for your business. Now, it's your choice of how much you want to involve yourself in Google+ and communities and things like that, but just having them in existence helps with ranking. So even if you didn't have anything in your community or your page except for you posting your YouTube videos and your Hangouts and stuff, that would be perfectly viable, because just having those things in existence will help you rank more than just having some YouTube stuff, right? So that's all about session 1. 2-hour packed information about doing all of that. Session 2 is Hangouts themselves, right? So if we go through the progression, we've set up our presence. Session 2 is all about diving into Hangouts and playing with things. Just like earlier, before we started the Hangout, I said, Lem, turn on cameraman, choose this option so that the people can just see one screen or the other, and they don't see the little thumbnails at the bottom, because that can be distracting, because Lem has an awesome hat, right? so things like that. We actually dive in. We dive in. We play with all the buttons. I explain what everything means, basically what you see, what the audience sees, how everything works, like all the way down to the very last detail, so that when you're done, you know, okay, I could do a Hangout, and I could actually make it be pretty good, right? Session 3, this is my wheelhouse, right? I've been doing this since 2008. YouTube. This is all about optimizing your newly created YouTube channel, right? We've created the presence, we've got Hangouts figured out, and now we're gonna optimize the YouTube channel so that as soon as you start doing Hangouts and you start marketing with YouTube, everything is fully optimized and rocking and rolling, so that everything that you do actually has much more ranking power than anything else out there, because you set it up the right way in the beginning. That's what session 3 is about. Now, session 4. I actually wasn't going to have a session 4, and then someone said, well, you should have like a review of everything. And I was like, that's really good. A review and next steps, right? So session 4, again, you've had, at that point, you've had many hours of education to have a review to really wrap everything up, and then take the next steps. How to make money with this fast. I'll also tell you right now, or should I tell you right now? I think it's actually in one of my other slides. Okay, we'll get to it. So we'll get to that other bonus part in a second. But does this sound fair? One-time fee, and in exchange you get me live teaching you for a week in a group setting. And then in addition to that, oh, not the guarantee, in addition to that, you get any future live classes, right? So if you jump into the classes now, you'll be able to participate live in November. Then when I do it in December, you'll get to come to the classes again as like another live review. Everybody who jumps in now gets all the future live recordings. Now it's the same sessions, but hey, if you want a refresher or if something changes, you can go back. I've got no problem with it because that's what I do each and every month because I enjoy doing this, right? So does that sound fair to you? One-time fee and you actually get all the classes in the future.
Si, senor.
Awesome. Now, this is actually brought up before. I want you to check this out. Right? Again, we are not even close to even thinking about this industry being saturated yet. So I'm totally willing to give you 30 days to figure this out. In fact, you can go through the live classes. You can review all the content. And if after 30 days and you still love it and you still want a refund, go ahead. Because I would much rather have you be into this and understand it than be waffling on the fence of whether or not you want to jump in now. Because now is the time. Now is when you have not just an advantage, but a huge advantage. You really need to take care of it. So I'm willing to say, hey, go nuts for 30 days. Make your decision there. Okay. So of course, if stuff changes, we do this once a month. So as a bonus, we've got archived content, future content, and I put everybody into a Google Plus community with past graduates. So on top of it, you've got alumni from 3 different sessions that also understand this. Because what I like to do is I like to find the next best thing. What's the next cutting edge tool that can be used? How can we leverage this? In addition to this, the reason why I charge my customers, my clients, $350 an hour is because technically my rate is actually $250 an hour. $100 an hour is reserved for any student that wants to come to me and say, you know what, I really like this and I've got this awesome client, but I still don't know how to do this and explain it. So will you come and help me? Hey, my rate is so I say my rate's $350 an hour. I get $250 and you get $100. Make sense? So you get me working with you, and this is also why, like, things like this or Cup of Joe is when I answer questions and stuff, because I'm really busy actually working with my students, getting them money. So I would much rather focus on helping you make $100 an hour instead of answering random questions that you probably won't follow through with. No offense, it's just
just keeping it real. I mean,
right?
There's been some times I've answered some long questions and then I go back to check on them and they're like, "Nah, I didn't follow through." I'm like, "You fumbled the ball after that whole quarter, really?"
See, and then that's my point. Is that okay? If I'm going to be, pardon my French, if I'm going to be a dick, I want to have a really good reason, okay? This is my really good reason. I am helping other students. They are making $100 an hour working directly with me, get their feet wet, they got their little floaties, and then when they're ready, okay, cool. Like, if you're already used to saying, okay, I can help you, but, this guy charges $350 an hour, well, what's to stop you from not including me the next time and charging $350 yourself?
True.
Nothing wrong with that. I won't get offended or mad. Because or more, absolutely. Okay, so that's the biggest reason why I'm not involved in other communities and stuff. I have my community of people who are already there who can answer the extra random questions, the people who do like hanging out in communities. There's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with answering questions. That's just not how I do it, right? So with that said, that's how that all works. So
Zane, I wanted to say something real quick. I was doing some channel research and video for my ads for videos and doing a lot of link researches. And I just looked up Hangouts, and I saw over like 60 Hangouts last night when people were trying to do what you're talking about, and they totally got it wrong. They had it completely wrong. And I was amazed how the things they were, I mean, just the way they had it set up, what they were not doing, and it just amazed me how big this is and how open it is right now. I mean, it's never going to be saturated because unless, I mean, you got to think about this. Guys, we're all in different states and part of different worlds, and you can use this technique anywhere if you structure it right. The problem is people will try to get on and just completely jack it up. That's a slang for me. Mess it up, all right, you know? And I'm saying this because I have noticed that there are a lot of interview hangouts and stuff online, but they're completely wrong and they're lost, especially for business owners, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that you are able to, you know, have refresh and reviews of each and every month of when you're doing this, because this makes sense to go over some stuff because, you know, Bill and I, we do stuff all the time, and sometimes we get lazy and forget the basics. You know?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I'm just going to keep it real.
No, absolutely. And, well, I don't think, and that's, again, another reason why I really respect you and Bill is that, like, you do keep it real. Like not like the fake marketing, keeping it real. Like, you're actually real. You know? and that's the point, because nobody wants to work with, you know, robots.
Right.
In fact, that's part of the reason why a lot of times, if you're really nervous talking to a business, that actually works to your advantage. Especially if you stop and go, actually, I'm kind of nervous. Like, it reduces so many barriers with the people that you're talking with, because they see that you're human and that you're willing to admit when you're uncomfortable, and then, I mean, that brings all the barriers down, and then you can close them much easier. So with all that, that's one of the biggest reasons I wanted to push this particular slide, is how you can earn $100 an hour, and I'll do all the work, right? You bring me the client and say, hey, this is who I've got. We can sit down. Again, it'll be the same exact thing. You, me, and client in a hangout. We sit down. We talk. Do you want to do this or not? Okay, we're done. You know, and then we move on. And again, all you have to do is make sure that they understand that I'm not cheap. You're getting a benefit from this. You're getting $100 an hour from it, but I'm the bad guy. I'm the guy that's charging $350 an hour. But if you want the dude who's been doing this for 10 years, that's the rate, right? And most businesses go, well, yeah, if he's been doing this for 10 years, I could see how he would charge $350 an hour. All right, cool, right? So you don't have to be the bad guy. I get to be the bad guy in this, and then everybody wins, because the business gets what they need, because they need this. You're able to get your feet wet, and you're able to make $100 an hour on top of it. So let's not beat around the bush. To get access to these live classes and instant replays, the one-time investment is $197. Now, I have in the corner my website, onlinevideonerd.com. This is playing on your site right now, right? It's embedded on Cup of Joe?
Yeah, but I'll get that replay to you.
Okay, all right, cool. So with that said, just make sure, click on the link that Lem provides. I made sure and had, like, basically you click on that link, you're going to end up on Online Video Nerd, and you'll go through and be able to purchase. In fact, let me show you this. Let's come back to my screen real quick, Lem.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And let me show you what this looks like. So once you're finished, right? Once you click on the link and you go to onlinevideonerd.com, there's a button that says Join Class. In fact, the website that you'll see, it'll be just the replay of this Hangout, right? And then there's a button that says Join Live Class. Once you click on that and you go through, you purchase. This is the link that you'll be sent to, and with some instructions, right? First, you just circle me on Google+, and then you click here and you join the community, right? So circle me, send me a message, say, hey Zane, I got it, here's my information, and then I'll pull you directly into the community. If I don't, you can just click on this link, and it will take you directly to the Google Marketing Immersion class community. This is a closed group, so technically you can find it, but again, unless I have a message from you saying, "Hey, I got this," then I don't let you in, right? So you can see right here. Here are all of the sessions. You can watch last month's session. All of them immediately. In fact, there was actually an extra case study. I always try and find extra things that I can do during the class, and talking with Bill and Lem, there's already a couple of ideas I've got cropped up for November's class. So yeah, technically there are 4 sessions. Like, this is like the real meat and potatoes, right? But I always like to try and add some extra stuff. But all of the content, all the previous content, will be displayed right here in the pinned post. And as we start, again, it's going to be the first week of November, or I'm sorry, the second week of November, and we go through the whole week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then another class on the following Monday. So I mean, it's one after another, but everything's recorded and viewable right in here. And then, of course, we have other things that I find, like, for example, like when things change, right? This just recently happened, right? Now Google Plus has this new way that you can start writing posts on Google Plus, and they just barely added this as of like 2 days ago, right? So things like that, any updates that I see, anything that's interesting, like with this, I posted this because now, right? Let me show you this. This is pretty cool. So you see this right here? It says 48 hours before Amazing Selling Machine closes. There's a new trick with YouTube where you can add a 3-second clip to the front of all of your videos. It's meant for branding, but I use it as a great call to action, right?
Now, I bet no one knew about that.
That is awesome.
Right, and now tonight at midnight, I will be changing that 3-second clip from 48 hours to 24 hours. And again, YouTube applies it automatically to all of the videos, and I've got almost 125 videos on this channel.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, again, this is where the community is. Again, this is where most of the alumni talks and where you talk. Every once in a while, I'll drop information here and there. But again, most of my time is focused on figuring out the next tools and helping students close their clients, that kind of stuff, earn $100 an hour. So there's the community. And Lem, if you want to come back to the presentation screen, we've got the final screen, which is Q&A. Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun.
Presentation over.
Okay, I have a few questions for you already, so I'm
Excellent. Lay 'em on me.
All right, Zane, do you use any specific tools to ever broadcast directly into Facebook events? Is there such thing?
Yeah, see, actually what I do, and I actually go over this in session 1, I will create a public Google Plus event page, primarily for the ranking part of it. But what most people don't understand is that they're already logged into Google Plus 99% of the time.
Right.
So if you drop that link of your Google Plus event page, as long as it's specifically set to public, then anybody can see it, anybody can join, and even if they're not logged into Google Plus, they can watch the video on the event page itself. The reason why, the social reason why I will put a Google Plus event page link on a Facebook post is because it actually looks pretty good. Like when you drop the link in there, it gives a picture and it gives a little bit of the description, and there's a link right there. I mean, it looks good when it's posted in Facebook. So I actually don't use any like Facebook event things. I'll just put the Google Plus event page link in my post because it looks good on Facebook, and as I talked about earlier, anything public on Google Plus has the potential to show up in the Google search engine.
Awesome, awesome.
Sweet.
Okay, so next question is, what is the best practice? I have several very diverse markets, businesses that I am in, and I do not use Google Plus for any of them. Should I have a G Plus profile for each of them and only one for the name and not the business?
No to the profile. It should be just your regular human profile, your name, and then that profile should create a Google Plus page for the business.
Okay.
All right. So, but you should have multiple like if you have multiple niches or businesses or stuff like that, they should all have their own presence. In fact, something that you'll learn in session 1 is that by going through your Google Plus profile and jumping over to your YouTube channel, if you create a new YouTube channel, it'll automatically create a Google Plus page of the same name, and it'll be automatically connected to your Google Plus profile. So again, just to recap, no to the profile. Don't create multiple profiles for a business because Google doesn't like that. Use your profile and create a new YouTube page, which will automatically spit out a Google Plus page, and then have your business operate through that.
Awesome. Okay, so speaking of profiles, I guess. Well, okay. Is there any reason not to use your personal Gmail account versus one specific for your business?
Nope. It's again, it's only the point of reference. The Gmail is the point of reference that Google uses to say, oh, if you have a Gmail account, you must be a person and must want a profile. And so that's what creates that. You accidentally create multiple profiles. You create that doppelganger effect. So just choose one, and if you just so happen to have other profiles, just go ahead and delete them because they probably don't have any information on them anyway.
Cool. Okay. Does session 3 cover how many YouTube channels we should have? Should we really have one channel with different playlists for different topics?
I love playlists. In fact, I talk a lot about that in session 3. And yes, it does go into how many channels you should have, because by that point, we're deep into the discussion of your presence, right? Session 1 starts with the Google Plus presence, but that's the presence for your business or your client's business, and that includes your YouTube channel. So it will go over that. I have many YouTube channels. But again, we'll be getting to that in more of a session 3. I would say for now it has more to do with the demand of the marketplace. If there's a lot of demand and a lot of topics to talk about, then absolutely it should have its own channel. If there's very few topics and not a lot to go on, then you just want to have a playlist within a channel. It all depends on the demand of the marketplace.
Sweet. And this is coming from our very own sweet Andrea Chin. What's up, girl? Okay, I'll quit playing. You know me. All right. Is the Google Plus event page a page like Lim sends us to, or is it the YouTube page?
No, it is not the YouTube page, and it is not what Lem sends you to.
I don't even know where I'm sending them.
Actually, no. I can show you a quick example right now. So in here in the events, there's all the past stuff, right? So you can see. This is the last one we did. We had a random spur of the moment round robin happy hour hangout. We all had a few drinks, right? Yeah. So this is what a Google Plus event page looks like, right? And you can. This is pretty cool. You can actually embed your hangout right here that you can see. And right. So this is what I'm talking about. You don't even have to be logged into Google Plus to land here and just say, oh, okay, cool, there's a video, I'll click play. But again, most people, 98% of the people online are logged into their Google Plus profile without even really realizing it, because they're logged into their YouTube channel, or they're logged into their Gmail, or whatever it is. They're always logged in, so they can always go over here and they can say, yes, I am going, or I did go, right? And the event page actually doubles as a registration page. Right? You know how I was talking about segmentation through Google Plus? Well, right. You can now, now that this is over, I can actually go here and I can send messages directly to the people who went, directly to the people who said maybe, and to the people who didn't respond. Like, there's its own segmentation within an event. If you you can actually take this. I do this with a lot of my clients. If they have like a regular hangout every week, then I'll just go to the previous week's event page and click duplicate, and it'll automatically re-invite all the people who were invited the first time. So as interest grows, you just duplicate, you invite all the same people again, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, I missed one. I heard that contacts/circles don't transfer over. Is that true?
I'm not quite sure I understand. They don't transfer over.
Okay. I'm assuming like from your different profiles and all that, your circles.
Oh, yeah, like if you have a Google Plus profile and then you create a Google Plus page, that's starting fresh. It doesn't pull all of your contacts from your profile. It's starting brand new.
Okay.
So when I say like you start a new page, you have to go out and circle those people. Now,
all over again.
yeah,
Start from fresh. Yeah.
if you want to circle all the people in your personal profile. Now, something that an easy way to save time. I'll show you on this real quick. This is if you move your mouse over to the left, like you get this flyout window. It's like your start menu on your computer, right? If we click on people here, I can basically choose any of these circles. Like for example, like this one. I can take this and I can share it. I can share a circle with anybody I want. Now, this is actually something that I discuss in session 1, but you can actually share your own circles, and then you can add yourself to other people's shared circles to get people to circle you. So you get more people following you because, as you can see, some people have not been included in your circles because only 500 people can be shared at one time, right? So at this point, yeah, so you not only can you share your own circles, but then you can say, hey, I want to add myself to this circle and then share that circle so that you basically pass your presence on to other people so that when they add themselves to that other circle, then you're added in there and it just kind of keeps growing from there.
The man knows his stuff. I love it. Okay. So
well, Here's what I wanted to say really quick is that so I could say I want to share this with new page, right? Like the new page that I create, here's all the contacts I have in my profile. I'll just share all those circles with the new page, and then the new page will circle all of those people, and then those people will be encouraged to circle back.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so if you send a message public, wouldn't it go to your circle and extended circles?
No, that's the beauty of the public. It only posts to your stream, unless you specifically say, "Hey, I also want to send this to circles."
Okay, cool. Is there a way to backlink G pages or G plus profiles to add link juice?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just basically adding like your Google Plus page. Let me see if I've got. Which one of these pages has something? Which one have I connected? Oh, okay, here we go. The Fantastic 40. This is a big event that it was one of the digital events I was talking about. All right, so if we go to the page and then over to posts, right? So you can see in the URL here, it has plus the Fantastic 40 event, right? You can actually get a vanity URL for your you can get a vanity URL for your YouTube channel, but you can get a vanity URL for your Google Plus page. You can take it a step further, and you see how this, like the URL here, there's a little check by it. It means that I have linked my page, my Google Plus page, to the website. So that you can officially connect your Google Plus page to your website. And you can get, once you do that, you can get a vanity URL, like you see up here with the plus Fantastic 40, and then you can backlink to that Google Plus page, and that'll rise in rank as well. But since your Google Plus page is connected to your website, as your Google Plus page and your YouTube channel rise in rank, so will your website because they're both connected to the website. So you get like double duty action there.
Very nice, very nice. And guys, this is the time to ask the questions because, I mean, to put it point blank, I'm in a group sometimes. So I'm just gonna give it to you. You need to be in his circle and ask questions that way, or be, But I'm just letting you know for future references.
Yeah. This is when I give away the information for free. Every other time, it's just for the clients.
Okay. Here's another question. How does this work with people outside of the Google universe? I'm talking about a business customers at large.
Right, and I've given this a lot of thought myself because I've run into it myself personally. This is why I really like the whole concept of starting the presence through your own profile. Because let's say you haven't necessarily closed the deal with a business, but you're almost there. You can create a brand new page, create the YouTube channel, put all the channel art up, everything, make it look super sexy, and then present it to the business and say, this is what it looks like. Now let me explain what it actually does for you, right? And then you explain to them, just like I've explained to you, that since it's a Google property, Google finds favor with it, so the more stuff that happens on this Google presence, the greater the chance it has to show up on Google. They totally get that. And since you've already done the work, they won't be resistant to it. They'll be like, okay, this is just a thing. And in the discussion, it always comes up. They go, and you'll be managing this, right? And you say, yeah, of course, because I already set it up. So it's a very simple process to transfer the ownership of the Google Plus page, and you can still maintain a manager role with the page, which gives you control of the YouTube channel and all that fancy stuff. Make sense?
Oh, yeah. Man, we're getting a load of questions now.
Good.
Okay.
Good. I got no problem with that.
Okay. So, let me read this here. Should you have more than one G Plus profile? Or, are there any Google slaps related to any of this?
Yeah, so that's the reason why I push it so hard of one person, one profile, and everything else is a page, because I haven't seen it happen a whole lot, but when I first started getting involved in Google Plus and learning more about it, the ban hammer was swung a few times at some people, so that's why I've always pushed profile for people and pages for everything else. If they don't ban hammer you, they just remove your profile. Sometimes they'll just merge them, but they won't say, oh, okay, this one has more people that they're circling than this one. They'll just mash it in, and I've heard a lot of people complain that when their profiles were merged, that and this is done by Google. It's not done by the individual. Google just does it, and they don't tell you about it. So even if they don't swing the ban hammer and just delete you, right, and they just merge it, you may not have the effect that you want. So this is, again, why I recommend having one, and if you have any others, delete those ahead of time, so that if in the very, very rare chance, again, this is a rare thing, I haven't seen a whole lot of it come up, but if they do swing the ban hammer or they do merge profiles together, you might not have the effect that you want. So you should be ahead of the curve on that.
Okay, awesome. How do we get people to follow us back? What would compel them to follow you back just because you follow them? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, anytime someone I circle or whatever, you friend them on whatever you call it on G+, right, they automatically add me back. Automatically. It's like a thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where most people just go, okay, cool, this person circled me. For the rest of them, it's the page itself. Like what you're seeing right now on the page that I'm showing, this fantastic 40 Masters of Marketing Roundtable, right? I mean, like, you look at if whoever we circled, right? All that happens is that they see this and they go, oh, that's kind of interesting. If they click on the profile, they'll go, oh, cool, the Fantastic 40, Masters of Marketing Roundtable, 5 sessions, August 12th through 16th, 2014. Like that's all the compelling information that they need to make a decision of, I should circle them back, and I should probably participate in whatever event this is, right? So it's the page itself. That's what sells it, right? Well, this is why I say your page should be your business presence, and it should be about whatever it is that you talk about, and you should be circling people that are interested in that same thing, so that when they see the name and they see the little avatar or the channel art, I'm sorry, the page art, they go, oh, this guy is totally in line with what I want to know about, so I'm going to circle them back.
Okay. Got a fellow in here who wants to know if he has the Plus method course, does he need this?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I need to hear. Okay. Does the program cover how to leverage Google local pages for biz, SEO, and marketing goals?
The focus of this class is primarily video. I don't dabble in the local stuff when it comes to the Google Plus because there is so much about the video side of things that that's just too much. I tried to do it before, but people got way too confused on so many other things. We couldn't even get to the local stuff yet, right? So I intentionally keep that out, and maybe we can revisit it. You know, there's an option for a different course in the future, like specifically for local, or maybe the three of us can connect on something like that. I don't know, but there is a component to like specifically local. But with what I've already showed you so far, there is so much local stuff that you can do that, you know, cross that bridge when we get to it.
Right, right. I'd like to bring on Michael Halbert really quick. This is like a commercial break. Michael,
okay.
I know you have some insight, Michael. Go ahead and unmute yourself, bro. He's like looking in the can you hear Mike? All right, I'm gonna keep going on. He'll come on just a second. If you delete a video, can you get rid of the black screen or thumbnail that says error video deleted?
Yeah, that goes away. Like if you delete a video and it says, you know, this video has been deleted. I think you're probably thinking about like a Google Plus post, right? So you delete the YouTube video and it still shows the Google Plus post. That's really simple. Are you still showing my screen, Lem?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So if a video, the video is deleted and you've got it's just the post, you just come up here and you click the little drop down and you have the option to delete post, right? So that's what you would do. If you deleted the video, then you just go in and click the drop down and then you click delete post, and that's the post that is showing the deleted video.
Okay, cool. So when a client asks you to manage a G Plus page, what do you actually do for management, and what do you charge? And understand, people, before you answer that question, some of us charge a little bit more than others, and that's just totally how much knowledge, or I hate to say how much. Well, I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna let it go.
Well, I'll tell you this. So far, I have it would be awesome to have somebody come to me and say, manage my Google Plus page. That's never happened. Again, the Google Plus stuff comes as sort of an ancillary thing to, hey, this is video stuff. That's the main focus of this hangout, is all the cool video stuff that we're talking about, and Google Plus is a side benefit. But if you look at the nature of this, how this conversation has gone, the conversation will go very similar to the interaction with your client. Next thing you know, you'll be talking about nothing but Google Plus, and you say, wait, I thought we were talking about video. So when it comes down to that, the management of the Google Plus page has more to do with management of the video content than anything, because the first place that YouTube drops its content is the Google Plus page that it's associated with. It does it automatically. So any hangout that you do, boom, drops on Google Plus page. If you go back through the YouTube editor and cut up a bunch of the longer hangout, each and every one of those automatically drop onto the Google Plus page, right? From there, you can share those shorter videos with different communities or with different social platforms, those kinds of things. So it's very similar to any other kind of social media marketing that you're doing. It's just that it's the first place where your content is going to land from YouTube and Hangouts. So that's how I would be managing it. I would just be repurposing content that I already have, seeing what's already in the marketplace, sharing it with the right places, and going from there. But I think it'll be a while before someone says, will you please manage my Google Plus page? Awesome.
And to clarify, yes, on that YouTube channel, it will go away. But don't just keep it on private. Just delete it. They'll go away. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any way around having your G Plus profile image used on your YouTube channel when you're connected to them? It seems to force you to use your G Plus profile pic. So if there's a personal meat sandwich shot of you, see there's a versus a logo, etc.
Yeah. So yeah, if you've got a personal Google Plus profile, so my Google Plus profile has my meat sandwich, and my Zane Miller YouTube channel has the meat sandwich. Whether you change it on the Google Plus or the YouTube channel, it's always going to be the same. I don't know why they connect it like that, but that's just what it is. It's a 200 by 200 pixel image that you have there. But I never really had much of a problem with it, because if I wanted a different image with a different presence, I would just create a new YouTube channel with a Google Plus page, and I would have that avatar on the YouTube channel and on the Google Plus page.
Okay.
Now I will add one more thing. Within YouTube, there is a way that you can switch, basically say, don't use the Google Plus profile picture, use this image instead for your own branding purposes. So that's something that you set specifically within YouTube. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense.
Okay.
So we're gonna bring in Michael Howard again. This is the voice. Go ahead, Michael Howard. What do you think about this, Mike? Talk to us, man. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, Mike, unfortunately, we can't unmute you, so I can see that your icon is muted. So yeah,
Right.
it's a weird Hangout thing, I know, but you have to unclick the mute thing.
He said his computer was freaking out a while ago, so sometimes computers is.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh my Lord!
Mike!
I had 20 screens open, and none of them wanted to cooperate with me. Oh my Lord!
You got some good lighting. I like your background, man.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. But hey, Zane, that was phenomenal what you dropped on us. Absolutely. In fact, about the first 10 minutes, I was going to say, where's the buy now link? Can we just? So
I know, I'm a stinker like that. You have to learn before you buy. I will not let you buy.
That's right, but I'll tell you what, though, you really need to now offer a 50% discount. You know why?
Why?
Because you already gave away half. Or is that we should pay twice as much?
Well, I will tell you, this is one of the last times they will be offering it at 200 at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of 2015. The price is raising to $1,000.
Oh, what you offered from this is, you know, I thought of a lot, and you definitely highlighted how ignorant I really am about this. You know, I talk a lot about ranking, but as I posted in the message board, that Google Plus is something that I don't even play in that area at all. I mean, literally, I mean, I said, you know, if you don't learn this, and you can't, of things that we really can do and the power that we can do, and you made it very evident just showing us the stuff that you showed us. It was crystal clear to me. That's why I said I wanted to know where the buy button was, because I saw clearly that I personally need everything you just talked about. Everything.
Well, good. It does cover everything, every question and every problem that I've had since I started talking about this. So I'm glad it still resonates true.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, I love that hat too, Lem, by the way.
Okay, y'all mute yourself. One more time, I'm hearing some echo. So I have another question here real quick. Well, no, let me go back up. I'm scrolling, man. I'm trying to get this going on, because we only have a few more left here, which is good. If you already, we already answered that question. Okay, we're going to go with this one. Will we run into issues with having verified YouTube channels for each of those YouTube channels associated with different G Plus pages?
Right. So as far as verification, what I know is that you can use the same phone number twice every 6 months to verify. To hear, because I know there's a lot of you like, well, I could go out and make like 100 channels like right now. So, as far as verification goes,
Right.
The first thing that I do if I can't if I've used my 2 verifications in 6 months on one phone number, then I will use that phone number to create a Google Voice phone number, and then I will use that Google Voice number 2 more times, and then there you go. And then it's kind of a wash, rinse, repeat. But then after a while, Google gets wise to that, and I've gone from Google Voice then to something called Send Hub, and it's just meant to create a digital phone number, right? So I will use Send Hub to create a new digital phone number for free. Like they have like up to like 50 texts, and then it starts costing money, but I only need one, and that's the verification. Lots of websites that offer that kind of free phone number creation, if you will. Send Hub is just one of many, right? Lots of free options. I would say, first use whatever phone number you have at your disposal, especially if you have a client. Having them go through the verification gets them more involved in the process. So it's one of those things that if you're going to do this for a client, to say, hey, the last thing that we need to do, like, you really want to do that live stuff, right? All right, cool, because I've optimized everything else, but the last thing we need to do is I'm going to give Google your phone number, and they're going to send you a text message, and then you give me the number, and I'll verify it, and then boom, you're done. But if it's not for a client, then again I go with the phone number that I have. Then I go over to Google Voice, and when I can't use Google Voice anymore, then I'll use you can just Google free virtual phone number, and there's tons of options that you can have there. Make sense?
Yeah, we've got some bright people in the group. They are on it with the send
I know.
link.
My phone is blowing up.
Catherine, get it, girl. She is on fire. I love it. Now, that's a new one for me because I've never heard that. I just use my call fire, and that's the way I get through it. So, that's
cool.
Me. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with call fire. What's that?
See, that's weird. I keep hearing that. I'm like, really? Come on, man. You know what's weird about call fire? That now that call fire talking to a gentleman, dude, my account is not like yours. You must get grandfathered in. I guess so, because it's a whole new system now. Awesome. Let's see here if I have one more question. Oh, yeah. Okay. Kevin said he uses call fire also, and it works perfectly every time. Yep.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we're going to do this as a close right now. You have the link in the group. I will be shooting out a replay through an email system. I will also shoot a replay through the group here for you to go and check it out. Man, this is some awesome stuff, and I was like blown away, and I was like, you know what? I dabbled a little bit into Google Plus myself, and I knew that it was important, and people try Facebook. I'm doing Facebook, but when you think about it, Google loves its own products. Bill and I have been saying that for years. Google loves its own products, and if you incorporate these things and you do it the right way, you're going to win. And like Bill said in this little interview the other day with Owen, and it wasn't little, I'm just hating on you, Bill, because I was supposed to do that, and I got so wrapped up and busy, and I didn't do it. Now I'm mad. But anyway, video is long term. We got to quit trying to go off of that fast mode, because fast mode gets you in trouble a lot, And we have to realize that we've got to do things by Google's rules. Otherwise, you're just going to be kicked to the side,
Agreed. Very well put.
Bill, you got any inputs? Come on, Bill. Give me something.
No, that's pretty much it.
I didn't going to say that.
I'm just reading all the questions, and I'm absorbing this all because I've learned a bunch of stuff too. So
that's good. That's good to hear. And for that, I just wanted to remind you, because we're at the end of October here, and the class starts the second week of November. So to clarify, for those of you who have already jumped in and have probably, my messages are blowing up, so I'll make sure and get you into the community. But the first live class, session 1, will be taking place on Monday, November 10th. That's the second week of November. And that's when it will always happen in December. The second week, the live classes will be happening then. there. Again, you can go into the community and start watching all of the sessions right now, and then you can actually get then your the live presentation on the 10th that'll start there will actually be more of a refresher, and you can bring all your questions there too. So there you go. It'll be on Monday the 10th, Wednesday the 12th, Friday the 14th, and then one last one, the fourth one, the following Monday, which is the 17th. It'll be there on the thank you page, but just so that you know right here and now, there you go.
Awesome. Do you have a few seconds for a few more questions?
Absolutely, man. No, bring them on. I love this. This
Close it out. And now I'm getting questions. Okay. I know y'all doing that on purpose, guys. Okay, here we go. Zane uses Google Drive and Google Presenter, correct?
Correct.
Yes, because, Google loves Google, and we've been talking about Google, and so Google is a Google, and Zane uses Google. Okay.
And you know that GIF that I showed you earlier with the scene from Jurassic
Park? Poor little bird. Yeah, that bear. I hope no baby's watching that one. Yeah.
The really cool thing about that is that I didn't have to find the image and then download it and then upload it to the presentation. Right there from within the presentation tool, you can say, grab this image from this URL, and it throws it right in.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that. Yes. Awesome. Okay, they're saying thank you, Zane. See you on the inside. One more. How does Google Drive work with this system?
Google Drive, it's like having Dropbox plus Microsoft Word, right? You've got the PowerPoint presentation equivalent, and you've got spreadsheets, and you've got documents. So you can write the documents, and then you can share those documents with any individual person that you want. Or you can just say, you can treat it like a YouTube video, and you can say, this is a link that everybody can see as long as they have the link. In fact, a lot of like if I want to share a document with the community, I'll create the Google Doc and then just share it publicly with everybody in the group, and then they can just jump in and see it. There you go. And they can even download it.
I didn't do this the whole time we were talking, but Biggles, I got something special for you. I got something special for you. Who's going to be the first one? I'm giving out something just one today. I didn't even mention it, but I'm going to just do something good here, okay? All right.
Okay, now I'm the newbie on this one. What on earth is Biggles?
Okay. Every time we do like a little cup of Joe or something, I always give away a prize, That's why I tell people to watch to the end or you don't know. And I say PM me when you hear that word Biggles. I didn't write it in the email today because I'm just trying to train the audience to just react on that word. And I'm just waiting to see who's going to PM me and win something today. So there we go.
Nice.
All right.
I'm totally yanking that one. In the bank.
Right. So, Michael Howard, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do this like we do, and if you don't mind, brother. Once again, Michael Howard is our moderator of the group. He will.
Moderator. I thought it was troublemaker.
That's right. Kick it to the side. If you have questions, he's normally there. Mike, I want you to go ahead and close that like we normally do. And Zane, is there anything else?
Just that I'm see anybody who comes and joins the class. I love doing it live, and I love actually like we're doing right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And whatever questions that you got, bring them on. I'll be ready for you.
Well, Zane, thank you very much for sharing all that great information that you did with the group. Greatly appreciated by everyone here. And Bill, it's nice to see you again. Welcome back to the world. I know you were enjoying California, huh?
Yes, I was. A lot of fun.
Yeah, good stuff. And I like to encourage the group too. I'm not sure how many people are aware of the 32-day gold challenge page and event. It's something that you might want to look at. It kind of pertains a lot to what we talk about here in the group. And as we all know, all this information is absolutely fantastic. That is, if you actually do something with it. And you know, what I really like, Bill, about your 32-day challenge goal, your site there, is for everybody. And you know, every day I you know, and I've only been doing it what 4 days now. It's already catching on. I could see where I wake up and I'm already thinking, oh crap, I got to do this stuff. When am I going to do it? And I was in my car for like 4 or 5 hours today, but I still was able to get my done. So if none of you know what I'm talking about, I'll go ahead and post a page to the Facebook page to join up. It's a really good place to go and put yourself in the mindset that you're actually going to get some of these goals done, whatever they are. They don't have to even be related to videos or marketing itself, because in the group there are people that aren't doing anything related to that. So I encourage you to do that, and I'm really looking forward to Saturday morning. Now, Lem, I'm going to be actually in my office on Saturday morning with my son, showing them how the rest of the world makes money. So if I'm going to be on the call, I'm going to be mobile, and it's going to be in my office. And if you want to see a 16-year-old boy working, that will be the time we're going to do it.
I love it, man. I love it. That is awesome. Mike, mute yourself one more time. Okay, guys out there, I like to think. I can't talk. I'd like to thank my man Zane Miller again and sharing this. Zane, I gotta tell you, and I can't believe that the first half of that whole the information that you provided. I mean, once again, when people go through the replay and they hear this, they're gonna go, "Holy crap! That is a lot of free information there," and that is awesome. I mean, thinking about the 32-day challenge, dude. If they get inside of your course and they work this thing when November comes around, it's going to be a whole new level. I already have ideas of what I should have been doing with this G Plus thing, and now I'm thinking about, why haven't I been doing that? Because I haven't seen it. I didn't know. You don't know what you know until you know, and now I know something, okay?
You know?
Yes, I know. Awesome. Okay, I'm done talking. I always have to come back. I always say Mike closes out, then I come back in. I'm like, Mike closes out. But no, Mike, this time I'm done. I love you guys in the group. Thank you so much for paying attention to us. We appreciate all the nice emails. We're getting a lot of great emails, a lot of great feedback. Like he said, guys are just kind of in the back wings, just chilling, you know, not really doing anything. But you've got to start, you know, asking questions. I mean, because if you don't ask questions, you're not going to get help, and then you're going to be stuck, and then you're going to say it doesn't work. Well, you know, if you're off in the jungle somewhere and you need to eat, you better go kill a lion, something big, so you can eat for a week.
Damn
don't
straight.
be pheasant on birds. Come on now, you know what I mean? All right, I'm quit talking. All right, Mike, do your thing. I'm out.
All right, good night, everybody. See everyone on Saturday.
See ya.
Adios.